I found my boyfriend's secret affair with the same woman my friend's boyfriend was cheating with, and she was playing both of them. So, this happened to me recently, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. I need to get this off my chest and maybe get some perspective from you guys. This story is going to sound wild, but I swear it's 100% real. My name's Laura, and I've been in a relationship with my boyfriend Tom for about 3 years. Things were going great until about a month ago when I noticed some weird stuff going on. Tom started acting distant, and his phone was always glued to his hand. I tried not to jump to conclusions, but when he was suddenly working late every night and his work schedule seemed to be a little too convenient, my suspicions grew. One day, I was at his place and I noticed a receipt for a fancy hotel tucked away in his drawer. The receipt was from a week prior, and Tom had supposedly been working that entire week. I confronted him about it, and he insisted it was a mistake, a mix-up with a client's booking or some excuse like that. I wanted to believe him, but the seed of doubt was already planted. A week later, I decided to investigate further. I was at his apartment while he was working late, and I decided to check his email on his laptop. I know, not the most ethical move, but I was desperate. I found several emails between Tom and a woman named Emily. They were flirty and implied a level of intimacy that was beyond friendly. Heart racing, I dug deeper and discovered that Emily wasn't just any woman. She was someone Tom had known for years, and they'd been talking about meeting up. They were planning a weekend getaway. My stomach churned as I realized I had uncovered evidence of an affair. The next day, I confronted Tom. He looked shocked and tried to deny everything, but the evidence was overwhelming. He finally admitted to cheating on me with Emily. He said it started as a flirtation, but quickly turned into something more serious. He claimed he was in love with her and that he was planning to end things with me. My world shattered in that moment. I felt like the ground had been ripped from under me. But here's where it gets even crazier. After confronting Tom, I decided I needed to get out of there and clear my head. I went to stay with my friend Jenna for a few days. While I was there, Jenna mentioned that she had been having some issues with her boyfriend Matt. She told me that Matt had been acting strangely, and she was worried he might be cheating on her. And I didn't think much of it until Jenna showed me some screenshots of conversations she'd found on Matt's phone. To my shock, Matt had been talking to Emily, the same Emily who had been with Tom. It turns out Emily had been juggling both Tom and Matt. I decided to dig a little deeper, and it wasn't long before I found out that Emily was a serial cheater who had been using multiple fake identities to keep up with her deceitful lifestyle. She was manipulating both Tom and Matt, making them believe they were the only ones she was seeing. I was stunned by how elaborate her scheme was. At this point, I was determined to put an end to Emily's games. I reached out to Matt and told him everything I knew. He was devastated, just like I was. We decided to confront Emily together, and the showdown was intense. Emily admitted to everything, but she showed no remorse. She claimed it was just a game to her, and that she thrived on the drama and chaos she created. Tom and Matt were both heartbroken, but found some solace in the fact that they weren't alone in this betrayal. We all decided to cut Emily out of our lives completely. In the aftermath, I had to navigate through the wreckage of my relationship with Tom and try to rebuild my life. It wasn't easy, and there were days when I felt overwhelmed by the betrayal and the lies. But through it all, I learned a lot about trust, betrayal, and the strength to move on. I'm still processing everything, but I'm slowly finding my way forward. It's been a tough journey, but I'm hopeful that better days are ahead. Thanks for reading this crazy story. Any advice or similar experiences would be appreciated. Update 1. I'm back with an update on the wild situation I found myself in. Things have been hectic, but I've managed to piece together some clarity since my last post. After the confrontation with Emily, Tom, and Matt, we all tried to process what had happened. Tom and I had a lot of tough conversations. He was genuinely remorseful and agreed that he needed to take full responsibility for his part in the mess. He understood why I needed space and time to heal, and he didn't pressure me to reconcile. I also spent time talking with Matt. He and Jenna had a difficult time after discovering the affair, and it was clear that their relationship was on shaky ground. Matt had been struggling with guilt and anger, not just toward Emily, but also for the pain he had caused Jenna. Jenna and Matt eventually decided to take a break and figure things out separately, which was heartbreaking to see, but it seemed like the right choice for them at the time. As for Emily, we all learned that she had managed to flee town shortly after our confrontation. It turns out she was involved in other deceitful activities in different cities, always staying one step ahead of her latest con. I tried to get closure by seeking more information, but it was clear that chasing her down wasn't going to change anything. The focus needed to be on healing and moving forward. For me, the hardest part was dealing with the emotional aftermath. I was in a whirlwind of anger, sadness, and confusion. I started attending therapy to help navigate these complex feelings. It's been incredibly helpful to talk to a professional and work through the trust issues and self-doubt that came up. I also took some time for self-care, diving into hobbies and reconnecting with friends and family who had been supportive throughout the ordeal. Rebuilding my sense of self and rediscovering joy in things I love has been a crucial part of my healing process. Tom reached out a few times, wanting to make amends and asking if there was any chance for reconciliation. I've been honest with him about where I stand. Right now, I'm not ready to consider a future with him. I'm focusing on myself and my own growth. Matt, on the other hand, has been trying to mend his relationship with Jenna. They've had some heart-to-heart talks and are working through their issues, but it's a slow process. They're taking it one day at a time and focusing on rebuilding trust. In the end, I've learned a lot from this experience. It's been a painful journey, but it's also been a journey of self-discovery and resilience. I'm grateful for the support I've received and am hopeful for the future. Thank you all for your advice and kind words in my previous post. They meant a lot to me during this difficult time. I'll keep you updated on how things go moving forward. If anyone has gone through something similar or has any additional advice, I'd love to hear from you. Update 2. I just wanted to update you all on what's been happening since my last post. Things have been a roller coaster, but I'm slowly finding my footing and wanted to share the latest developments. After deciding to focus on myself and not pursue a reconciliation with Tom, I threw myself into personal growth and healing. Therapy has been invaluable. It's given me tools to handle my emotions and work through the trust issues that cropped up after everything happened. I'm learning to set boundaries and prioritize my own well-being. On the relationship front, Tom has respected my decision to take a step back. He's been working on himself too, apparently attending his own therapy sessions and trying to make amends for the pain he caused. He's reached out occasionally with updates on his progress, and while I'm not ready to jump back into a relationship with him, I'm cautiously optimistic about his growth. Matt and Jenna's situation has continued to evolve. They did take a break as planned, and during that time, Matt did a lot of soul searching. He realized that he needed to confront his own issues and work on becoming a better partner. Jenna also took the opportunity to reflect on what she wanted and needed in a relationship. They recently decided to give their relationship another shot, but with a new approach. They're now focusing on open communication and rebuilding trust from the ground up. It's a work in progress, but they're both committed to making it work. As for Emily, I managed to find out a bit more about her through some mutual contacts who had encountered her in different places. It turns out she's still on the move, continuing her pattern of deceit. It's frustrating to see her continue her manipulation, but I'm trying not to let her actions impact my recovery. I've realized that focusing on her only distracts from my own healing journey. One unexpected twist came when I received a letter from Emily. It was a bizarre mix of an apology and a justification of her actions. She claimed that she was a product of her circumstances and that her behavior was a defense mechanism. Reading it didn't bring me any closure. If anything, it solidified the fact that her perspective was deeply self-centered. I chose not to respond, and instead focused on continuing my path forward. I've been investing time in hobbies I'd neglected, like painting and hiking and reconnecting with friends I hadn't seen in a while. It's been therapeutic to immerse myself in these activities and rediscover parts of myself that had been overshadowed by the recent drama. I'm also considering taking a solo trip, something I've always wanted to do, as a way to explore new places and experiences on my own terms. Despite everything that's happened, I feel like I'm emerging stronger and more self-aware. It's been a challenging period, but I'm learning to appreciate the growth and resilience that has come out of it. My support network has been incredible, and I'm grateful for the kindness and understanding from people around me. I'll continue to update you as things progress. If anyone has any similar experiences or further advice on navigating post-betrayal healing, I'd love to hear from you. Thanks again for all the support and encouragement. Final update. Hey everyone, I'm back with the final update on this whirlwind of a story. It's been quite a journey, and I wanted to share where things stand now. Firstly, I'm in a much better place emotionally. The past few months have been about healing and rebuilding. Therapy has been incredibly helpful, providing me with the tools and support needed to work through the trust issues and emotional scars left by the whole ordeal. I've gained a lot of clarity and strength from the experience, and I feel like I'm finally finding my balance again. Tom and I haven't spoken in a while. He reached out a few times, but our interactions have been minimal. We're both moving forward separately, and I think that's for the best. He's made strides in his personal growth, and I hope he continues to do so, but I've decided it's best to keep my distance. Reconciliation isn't on the horizon, and I'm at peace with that. Matt and Jenna's relationship has had its ups and downs, but they've been putting in the effort. They've been attending couples therapy and are working hard on rebuilding their trust and communication. It's been a challenging process, but they're both committed to making their relationship work. They've been very open about their struggles and progress, and while it's not perfect, they're learning and growing together. Emily has remained elusive. After receiving her letter, I decided to completely cut ties and focus solely on my own healing. She's continued her pattern of deceit, and it's clear that engaging with her further would only be a distraction from my own journey. I've come to terms with the fact that she's a part of my past and not worth dwelling on. On a more positive note, I've embraced new opportunities and experiences. I took that solo trip I'd always dreamed of, and it was transformative. Traveling alone allowed me to reflect, recharge, and rediscover my sense of adventure. I've also been diving deeper into my hobbies and passions, like painting and hiking. These activities have brought me joy and helped me reconnect with myself. I've also rekindled old friendships and made new connections. The support from friends and family has been invaluable, and I'm grateful for the people who stood by me during the tough times. It's been heartwarming to see how much love and support there is in my life. Looking back, the experience was incredibly painful, but it also taught me a lot about resilience and self worth. I've learned to set boundaries and prioritize my own well being, and I feel stronger and more self aware than ever before. I wanted to thank all of you for your advice, support, and encouragement throughout this journey. It meant more to me than I can express. I'm excited about the future and open to whatever comes next. I'm learning to embrace life's unpredictability with optimism and grace. If anyone has been through similar experiences or has advice on navigating post betrayal recovery, feel free to share. I'm always open to learning and growing from others' experiences. Thanks again for being a part of my journey, and here's to moving forward with hope and resilience.